Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
You are live, fellas.
What's up, Neil?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Woodward Sports pregame show. My name is Neil Rule. That guy over there, Sean Belizean. Happy to have you with us. We're getting ready to do it. The Bears, the Lions, fired up, everybody. FTB, all of it. Sean, I know this is one of your favorite games of the year.
I hate the Bears. Have I ever shared that with you? I mean, I hate the Bears. That was my tormentor when I was a kid, Neil, and especially going to Soldier Field. It was, past tense, it was such a great place to see a game, and then they turned the damn place into a spaceship. It's now a crappy stadium for a crappy franchise, and you know what you do to crappy teams? No matter what your circumstances are, you step on them, and you keep your foot on their throat, and that's what the Lions have to do today, my friend.
No, absolutely, and we're going to get into it. We'll get into it with the chat as well. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there. You want your thoughts to go to the top of the page, jump into that super chat. Or that'll kind of bump you to the front of the line if that's what you want to do. Feel free. It's all out there for you. We'll be getting it in. JB Smooth in the house. Peter in the house as well. All of you. And, I'm in Hawaii, Sean. I'm at Waikiki Beach right now. It's pretty chilly. It's 70 here at 5 in the morning right now. The streets are empty. Everybody doesn't know what to do. The wind chill is 69 degrees. I looked at that. It feels like 69 degrees. Cool. So we're gonna get by. We're gonna get by here. We're gonna be okay. But no, I'm here for the Diamond Head basketball tournament. The Golden Grizzlies, Loyola Chicago today. But Sean Belizean and I we do it, man. We're pros, Sean. That's how we operate.
No, and you know what, Neil? It's funny. I'm gonna make you feel real good about yourself. When I turned the smoker on this morning, it was 10. That was cool. I had to give myself an extra 10 minutes to fire up the smoker. I got some ribs on there and some beef short ribs right now. And it's amazing how I timed it out. It's almost as if I planned ahead and said, these are going to be ready at about 12:55 today. But the good news is I have something you don't, Neil.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's the dagger.
Rubbing it in your face.
No, you want to roll with that 70-degree stuff? Okay, I got taller.
Yeah, I still want 70 degrees. With all due respect to New Holland, this is the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, and of course our friends at Sabbath Coffee Roasters. If you're getting your morning going, slide on out there, East 14 Mile Road in Clawson. Double G21 in the chat. Aloha, Neil. Aloha, everybody. But we're doing it. John Hughes Neil's got me beat today. Hawaii's an hour behind Alaska. You have to love this man's dedication. No, I appreciate your dedication, John. Watching in Alaska, we pretty much got the world. We pretty much got the world cornered. But Sean, I mean, let's get into it, man. A lot of times, you and I, as we've done this show, we've kind of made mention of the fact, and this was before the onslaught of injuries. The Lions, to some degree, were playing with their food at 11-1, 12-1, kind of rolling through, kind of letting this thing run its course, and we'll pick it up in the playoffs. And Sean, yeah, you're exactly right. This Chicago Bears team is not a good team. Caleb Williams is not a good quarterback. I know some of you like to fight that and say, oh, Neil Butt. Hey, I got data. When you go over a month in this league without throwing a touchdown pass, you're not very good at the quarterback spot. That's just the way it is. But we're not here to debate that right now. We'll get to that later. But, Sean, I think you kind of pegged this And we were talking about the fact that we've been kind of running out of nuance to talk about with the pregame show. Sean, there isn't a whole heck of a lot of nuance today either. The bottom line is this: win this game somehow, some way. I'm not getting caught up in point spreads and things like that. As you said, Sean, when you're a bad team, you beat bad teams. Lions are a good team. That's what good teams do. So just find a way, Sean. I gave up style points about 2 weeks ago.
How many times, Neil, have we been in this same position that the Bears have been in our lifetime? I'm serious. These guys are playing out the string. I don't need to tell you that. You can see it. You can see it every time you watch them. That game Monday was unwatchable. It really was. I mean, this was a team that was mailing it in, and a freshman quarterback who was flailing for the entire world to see. I mean, those are facts. That is not, to quote my good friend Neil Rule, that is not an opinion. You guys could see that. So it's nice that the shoe is on the other foot. And I'm with you. At this point in time, we're in a strange place right now, we Lion fans, okay? I'm gonna say it. You can be big and bad and throw your chest out and talk about how, I'm not worried. Yes, you are. Every single one of us are with these injuries. This isn't even injuries. This is something completely different, okay? I'm a big fan of acknowledge what's going on, okay? Injuries are part of the game. This goes beyond that. It really does. What has hit the Lions right now goes beyond that. It is absurdity at this point in time. But with that being said, okay, you still have a vast majority of your offensive weapons in place. Use them. Every single one of them. Use them. Use them often. Use them early. Use them often and early and often. Jump on this fucking team and make them pay. Because, Neil, again, let's go back in our memory banks, okay? It's not that long ago. How many times did you see the fighting spirit of the Lions just go, this time of year, okay? When you jump on this team, they are going to flop. That's just the way it is. Everybody can talk big and bad, and everybody can say, oh, they're professional athletes. They have pride. I'm not insinuating that they don't. However, what I am saying is the here we go again aspect of things is real. And if you don't believe me, I present as Exhibit A, the Detroit Lions for a vast majority of our lives.
That's it, man. And Sean, look, I get it too, right? Like the Caleb Williams thing, the development, get more time in there. Sean, I'm fighting this. I don't want to get to this early. I'm trying to save this for later. So just humor me here with this one. All right.
All right.
All right. Look. Later on in the show, by the way, we're going to go around the NFL. We'll go around the NFC North also. We have a new segment that's timely for this time of year, with and or, as a matter of fact, Sean.
So damn good. Neil, that is such a great bit. I give you full props for that.
It should.
Absolutely. So later on, coming up in the second hour, we're going to do with and or. And quite simply, what that is we tell you every single team that can clinch an NFL playoff spot with and or. I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's a magical time of the year.
Can we call it the Indianapolis Colt game, though? In fairness, can we call it the Indianapolis Colt game?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the Indianapolis Colts godfathered this. They founded this because every time you see the Colts on a TV screen, their little logo, it always says with and or. And the Colts list is always the longest. Always. Every single year it is. They're 6-8. As a matter of fact, they have a lot of with and or. But let me tell you, Sean, getting back to the task at hand here, the team that has no with and or, the Chicago Bears. Here, okay, as far as this game goes, Sean, I will say it like this. Through all of it, and as ishy as the Bears are, and they're 4-10, there are a lot of rookie quarterback commonalities to them. And one of those rookie quarterback commonalities, Sean, is the Bears are 4-3 at home, and they're 0-7 on the road. And that is a rookie quarterback commonality, because it's hard as hell to win on the road in this league. Sean, the whole 7-point spread thing, and the one thing, Sean, that does relax me, and I'm glad that you brought it up because it was something I wanted to get to also. When you look at the ESPN scores list on ESPN.com, that's something that I have pulled up. The spreads are all right there, all of it. I can kind of see what's going on. It does make me feel better to look up there and see leaders in the game: Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell. This, Sean, I'm not getting into this because people are going to ask me. I'm not getting into 7-point spreads. The Bears do have a winning record at home. Survive, man. That's all this is right now, is survive in advance. And you go get your win, right? The Lions go get their win, and then you sit back and wait and see what happens in Seattle today. Because we are at a spot, Sean, I know it doesn't feel this way, but we are at a spot with a Lions win today and a Vikings loss that's pretty much a wrap. It is, and we're getting down to it because through as great as the Vikings have been, and that's the goal right now, right, Sean? You have to win this division because that's what allows you to get to the 1 seed. So that's what you have to do right now. But with that being said, the Vikings are running out of games. There are 3 left. If you get this win today, somehow, some way, and you sit back, and if the Vikings lose, then, Sean, you're in a dominant spot.
Well, and you know what it comes down to, Neil, and I know none of us want to talk about it, but at the beginning of the year, I was somebody who said, I don't care. I don't care. Go ahead and be the 5 seed. I like this team's chances. As constructed. But you know what? The team that we see right now, Neil, is not the team as constructed. They just aren't. I mean, that's the reality of this situation. So when you're this close, finish it. Put yourself in that position that you and I talked about during the course of the week where, okay, that's great. It sucks. We're dealing with this, but we're going to buy ourselves an extra week. And let's see what happens in an extra week. Maybe, just maybe, you get Alex Anzalone back. Maybe, just maybe, you get that much closer to getting Hutch back. So now that you find yourself in this position, you've got to finish it. You really do. I think it's imperative. You need some help right now along the way as well, Neil. I mean, that would do our hearts good. Don't get me wrong. I love the position. You control your own destiny. But you know what would be really nice? If we actually got a little bit of that help that we haven't been able to get. Let the Packers go knock off the Vikings next week. Okay? Heck, let it be today. Let the Commanders knock off Philadelphia. That would be epic because Lord knows the Giants aren't going to do it and the Cowboys aren't going to do it. But I'm with you, pal. Honestly, as recent as 5-6 weeks ago, I probably would have said to you, I don't care. Because the Lions' ultimate success or failure in this season, and I hope nobody is deviated from this, is going to be what transpires in January and, God forbid, in February, okay? But when you find yourself this close to locking this crap up and potentially putting yourself in a better position, you're damn right. You go grab it by the throat, man. That's exactly where we're at right now.
Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread, by the way. Get your thoughts. Get your shit out there, as KG would say, as a matter of fact. Alan says, I feel like this will be 50% Lions fans at Soldier Field. I'm here at a hotel near the field, and the lobby is filled with Lions fans. And Alan, that's it, too. It's a hell of a bargain today. Ticket prices continue to drop there in Chicago. If you're a Bears fan and you're a season ticket holder, what are you holding on to your tickets for? Why would you not sell them? Your quarterback sold you out a long time ago. Sorry. When he went a month without a touchdown pass. A month. Sorry. No, but Sean, it is. There's gonna be a ton of Lions fans there. They're gonna take over the stadium again, and hopefully that does contribute to the energy. Just at first glance, though, Sean, 7 seems kind of aggressive as a number, and I just want to get this out of the way now. I do, because people have asked already about it. What are your thoughts on the spread? Which way you leaning? If I was going to go to Caesar Sportsbook today, the official sports book of Woodward Sports. Nobody said that, but I said that. But people have asked about it. I feel like 7's aggressive in a road game in the NFL for a team that does have a winning record. As bad as the Bears are, they do have a winning record at that piece of ish stadium that they play in. And, Sean, it is. It's just, I want to reiterate this. Survive in advance. Find a way. And even if this game is close in the fourth quarter, Sean, it's very, very simple to me. We had Jared Goff. They have Caleb Williams. We win. They lose, to quote the great Sam Flannel.
No, that's exactly what it comes down to, Neil. In its simplest form. Look, if we're all going to sit back and say that, the quarterback is the most important piece in the NFL today. It is. I don't know how anybody could argue otherwise. It simply is. The rules are predicated towards the quarterback. That's just reality. If we're going to say that out of one side of our mouth, then we have to look at a matchup like this. And absolutely, positively, I will take Jared Goff over Caleb Williams. Period. End of story. Oh, by the way, all the other weapons that he has at his disposal. So, yeah, in its simplest form, let's start there. And Neil, I think to take it a step further, whether we want to admit it or not, we are all sitting here going, oh, I don't know with all the injuries. Oh, I don't know. I don't know with all the injuries. We should beat the Bears by more than 7. We should. And I know it's aggressive, and I know it's at Soldier Field, and I know it's in the elements. But, when you put everything in the mixing bowl, and you take that into consideration, and you take into consideration the mentality of the Bears right now, which I can't stress, I've seen it 10 gazillion times in the National Football League. This is a team that's waiting to roll over. They are. They're waiting to give them a reason to roll over. Do what you need to do. Hey, Ben, whatever tricks in the bag you might have at your disposal, and we know that bag's pretty deep, why don't you fire out a few of those tricks on the first 2 drives of the game? Get up 14-0 and then go like this the rest of the day. Right? I mean, right. I'm not joking.
I believe it.
Get up 14-0 and the Bears are waiting to lay down. They want to hibernate. Get up 14-0 and it's clear sailing from there.
Sean, let me tell you this, and I've kind of buried the lead here today, as a matter of fact. And Byrne in the super chat, shout out Byrne. This is something that hasn't been talked about in mainstream Lions media anywhere around the city of Detroit. And Sean, this network, my show in particular, our show, when we work together on Big D Energy, 11 to 1, Monday through Friday, Sean and I will be back together, back at it on tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact, breaking this thing down. Byrne says the NFL needs to watch out. Tom Kennedy is back. The league shouldn't have hurt our guys. Lord forgive them, for TK85 shall not. Just give us the Lombardi now. And Sean, that's the trump card. That's the hammer. TK85 is back. And for those that are not familiar with the inner workings of Tom Kennedy, TK85, you're going to learn. You're going to learn today. And Sean, you want a bold prediction today? I'm telling you this, and I already texted Sam Flannel about this yesterday, and he was dismissive, and he said, 0 catches, 0 touchdowns loading. Flannel, you, the TK85 haters, you need to be aware. And look, Pete, this is one for you.
Yes, sir.
I need the number on a Tom Kennedy touchdown. There probably isn't even one. But if there is, I need one.
You got it, buddy.
Because what's going to happen is Tom Kennedy, if he gets out there, he will make a play that affects winning, probably in the second half of the game. That's the depth, though, Sean. And are we joking a little bit? I'm not. I'm not playing at all. But some people might think that we are. But the bottom line is, a guy like Tom Kennedy, who 2 years ago would parachute into games in similar situations like this and make plays that affect winning, Sean, that's the depth. That's the depth that this team has. And this I'm not playing about, Sean. I'm not kidding here. When you have a guy like Tom Kennedy on your practice squad that can parachute in and make a play, which I think he will today at some point in this football game, that's how you win on the road when the world's crumbling around you, just in terms of injuries.
Well, Neil, you know what? I think at this point in time, I am going to defer to my esteemed colleague, Pete Spivak, because the one thing that I've learned about Pete Spivak, if you ask, you shall receive.
I appreciate that. I just have a little bit of injury news update regarding our Bears-Lions game today. The Bears are expected to have back starting left tackle Braxton Jones. He is returning from injury today. Just an update there. And to answer your question, Mr. Rule, you want to know what Tom Kennedy's touchdown odds are on Caesars Sportsbook? Well, aloha, my friend, plus 4,000. Get your $2 bets in now.
Ooh.
40-1, everybody.
Hi, Neil.
40-1. Okay, chat, Woodward Sports community. Here's what I want us to do, okay? And this is for real. I want us to kind of pile into Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, $1,
Yep.
$2, $5, 40. We're talking Tom Kennedy touchdown, 40-1.
Going in right now.
Let's move the line today. Sean, let's move the line on the show. Good,
Sean,
the chat.
going in right
Good
now.
people of the chat.
Went in.
Look at Pete. Pete just did it. Like, literally. Pete died. I wish we could have got it live.
It's in,
Darn
baby.
it. JB Smoove is one of the best in the business, but he wasn't even quick enough to get Pete Spivak there.
It's in, baby.
I feel like Jerry Maguire right now after he went nuts in the office and Dorothy said, "I'll go with you." And Pete Spivak, thank you.
I'm with you, baby.
He's got the fishbowl in his
do.
hand right now. He does. He's holding the fishbowl, Neil.
Absolutely. Woodward Sports chat thread. Mike Reed in the super chat. What up, Doe JB? Go Lions, LFG, big dub loading today. And I want everybody to get a big dub. I want the community. We put our money in. We put our money in now. Rando Smalls, I'm broke. It's effing Christmas. Rando, get it back. Get it all back. Let Tom Kennedy come down the chimney here this Christmas season.
$5 wins you
and
200.
and open up his sack of goodies and go ahead and fire it in there. Burn like Tom Kennedy. Absolutely. Anakin Skyogre, I'm bricked up for this game. I'm starting to get bricked up right now, thinking about Tom Kennedy at 40-1. AC, is it a Sunday get right? 40-1 shots on a get right.
No, I can't go that
Yeah,
far.
Sean, I want to. Stick with the show. Maybe I'll get there. We'll see, everybody. We'll see. But no, but again though, it goes back. Eric Allen, Tom Kennedy made a huge play in the road Bears game. Yes, he did. This is the house that Tom Kennedy built. Make no mistake. Make no mistake, everybody. No, but again though, Sean, it goes to it where. But this, and yeah, we're kind of having some fun and stuff like that. And Sean's back there drinking Taller from New Holland Brewing Company, and that is the one drawback to being in Hawaii like I am today. But with all that being said, though, Sean, I do think it is an overriding theme. For as hurt as this football team is right now, and as you said, they are hurt, and it is concerning. You're a human being; you can't help but be concerned. I trust the depth in a spot. Like, can that carry you all the way? I don't know. Do you run out of the magic and stuff like that? I don't know. But damn it, Sean, in this spot today, against this team and this bum-ass Bears quarterback that they have, in this spot, Sean, Tom Kennedy is good enough to help the Lions win. Yes, he is. Whoever the three deep is at any spot, are they good enough to get the Lions to win this game? Yes, they are. Because the GM, this coach, and these coordinators will make it so. They will. They are going to make you premium pasta, despite the fact that they were given egg noodles and ketchup in some spots. They are going to do that today in this spot against that bum-ass Caleb Williams.
And Neil, I'm so glad that you brought that up because I think for a lot of us, myself included, we have to remind ourselves. So what happened last week? We couldn't stop an alien from deep in outer space. Really. I mean, and that's what Josh Allen is doing right now. He is playing like somebody who is otherworldly. We couldn't stop him, and yet we were going almost touchdown for touchdown with them, and we know how that game transpired. Now, you could say the Bills were in control most of the game, and I'm not going to argue with that, but the Lions were right there with them, okay? So let's take a step back. Nobody wants a loss, okay? We lost to the guy who is the clear MVP. We lost to a team that is a clear Super Bowl candidate. Now a lot of people are saying arguably the favorite in the AFC and maybe in the NFL. And we're facing the Bears this week. Like, really, I mean, honestly, peel all the layers away, okay? For all the fear and all the, oh no, is it happening again type of stuff. All right, that was the Bills with all the above aforementioned accolades at their disposal, and we're playing Caleb Williams and the Bears today. Right? Relax, chill. This is one of those games. Get your stuff on the smoker. Get yourself prepared. Let's sit down. My guess, and I'm very serious when I say this, my guess is at 1:30, everybody's going to kind of go, wasn't it kind of silly to even sweat this a little bit? Yep. It was a little silly to kind of even sweat this a little bit. And I'm not insinuating that a lot of people are sweating it. Maybe I'm speaking from my own inner child, Neil, that inner child that saw Lion seasons fall apart so often. And it's not fair to judge these guys on the transgressions and the sins of the past. Let these guys make their own path. And they've been able to do that. And what I've seen out of these Lions is these Lions, when adversity strikes, they strike back even harder. And that's the beautiful thing about what we've watched transpire in front of our eyes the last 2 years.
Super Bowl Wilson 1, Tom Kennedy, last touchdown score, plus 9,500. So 95 to 1. If you want Tom Kennedy in the clutch, I love it, though. I love the vibes. I love the vibes from the chat right now. Woodward Sports chat thread, get into there. There are some haters down there, but not Double G21. TK85 come down the chimney with the Grinch to ruin Christmas for the Bears fans. JSJ, hater. Tom Kennedy probably won't touch the field. JSJ, you don't know the power of Tom Kennedy. You're very clearly, tell me you don't know Tom Kennedy without telling me you don't know Tom Kennedy. He's here. He's on the doorstep today. He's lurking. Matthew Evans, Pat O'Connor, legacy game. See, here we go. The vibes. Give me a 2-sack Pat O'Connor, Tom Kennedy, anytime touchdown parlay, Peter. Let's get irresponsible with it. And I don't do this a lot with the people. I don't. Let's get irresponsible. Yeah, let's. Give me Peter. Give me a Tom Kennedy based parlay that'll put people's kids through college here today. All right,
I'll make one for you, bro.
I got 2 years left from my daughter, Pete. Come on, help him, brother.
I'll make one for you guys. Oh, this will be fun.
Tom Kennedy is going to put Sean's kids through college, everybody.
I got 2 years left, man. Come on. It would be great if I could get off the hook for that. I want to shout out to Rynierson today. I want to talk about the factory. I love that somebody threw some Pat O'Connor love in there.
Pat O'Connor, 2+ sacks. Tom Kennedy, 2+ touchdowns. Come on.
Come on, Pete. Come on, put it together.
Who says no? Email
Neil,
him and make it happen.
Neil, to your point, that people laughed at the guys who jumped on Patrick's 2 touchdowns a couple weeks ago. Who's laughing now, motherfucker?
That's right, man. That's right.
Woodward Sports. Jason, this blows. I can't use Caesar Sportsbook to get the TK85 bet. I was going to put $20 down. However, it's not available in Oklahoma yet. I doubt that is a bet on other apps. I doubt it, too, because Caesar Sportsbook has all the best betting markets. That's why, Jason. I'm sad that you're in Oklahoma. Not because you're in Oklahoma. It's just because you can't use Caesar Sportsbook and get that and be about that action, boss, with TK85. This is going to be fun. Guys, do it in the chat. Little side project as we get ready to go to the first break. Fire away your most ridiculous Tom Kennedy touchdown prop parlay.
Oh my
Peter's
God.
cooking one up right now.
boy, am I
Let's do it. Sean, hey, let's do it. Peter, what do you got?
No, I'm just cooking. When we come back from break, I will announce what we've come up with.
I love it. All right,
Isn't
where
that
are we
great?
going, JB?
Second best bar with Pete.
Oh, really? All right, very good, everybody. Hey, you guys know what happens at 42 Randy Watson Street in downtown Detroit every Lions home game. That is the best Lions pregame show. That takes place at the second best bar at 42 Randy Watson Street in downtown Detroit. You'll find Neil Rule there. You'll find Sean Belegian there. Every Lions home game, we are all there. Woodward Sports is there. We're going to be there January 5th when we beat the Minnesota Vikings and absolutely take control of the NFC Central. But we want you to be there too.
Oh my God. I'm just reading off the chat odds for this Tom Kennedy one. This is crazy.
Oh, it's going to be great. But anyway, we want you to be there. We want you to enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey at the second best bar while you catch the best Lions pregame show in all of Metro Detroit, and only at the second best bar where you can come get some.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry, offer ends December 20th.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
1800 Tequila, the official tequila of Woodward Sports Lions watch party and the post game as well too. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every single Lions home game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township and celebrate wins with smooth 1800 Tequila, proud sponsor of the Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best tasting tequila. Drink responsibly. I don't know what that tastes like though.
Back at it, everybody. That is right. Woodward Sports pregame show. Neil Rule in studio, Sean Belegian in studio in Birmingham. My name is Neil Rule. I'm in Honolulu and Waikiki Beach, as a matter of fact. Got Oakland and Loyola Chicago coming up today, 5 p.m. Eastern time. It slots very nicely. So I'll be out here doing the thing. Sean Belegian and I will be back at it tomorrow. Big D Energy, 11 to 1, the usual time frame. And again, we're over here. We're doing it. We're chopping it up. And yeah, we're laughing and joking and stuff like that. Drop your best Tom Kennedy parlays in the chat right now. JB, before we went to the break, you said that you had one that some of the people thought of.
Yeah, I got one. Give me 1 second to pull it back up here. Shout out to where is that thing? I got it right here. All right, shout out to Greg Shondo. Tom Kennedy to throw a touchdown, to run for a touchdown, and to catch a touchdown as well too. That is plus 1 million odds.
Who says no?
Who says no?
Oh my God!
Look, Sean, I'm gonna steal a page from a friend of mine here. Sean, I want you to look me in the eye and tell me no. Tell me that doesn't win. Look me in the eye.
I won't do it. I refuse to do that. I don't argue with it. Why the hell not? I know Pete came up with one. Pete showed me during. Now this is fun, Neil, because guys, I'm gonna say it again. Okay, I know with all the at some point in time, and I think earlier in this game than many of you anticipate, we're gonna realize that the inside fretting wasn't necessary. And so we're going to start to have some fun with this game. And so Pete brought up his proposition to me, Neil, and I said, that's what I want today. I want it to be like 150, and I'm not thinking about the game anymore. I'm talking 150, Neil, not even an hour in. 150, and I want it to be a situation where then I start focusing on Pete Spivak's picks.
I appreciate that,
Sean.
Neil.
Sean,
JB is. Oh,
if that happens at 150, you will. There wouldn't even have been a 60 Minutes commercial yet.
Just the worst, the absolute worst. It is still. But wasn't it funny though? Like this time of year when you were on Christmas breaks, you could literally sit back and go, "Yeah, bring it. I don't have to get up tomorrow. Yeah, you know what? I might stay up and watch 60 Minutes tonight because I don't have to get up in the morning." Take that, murder. She wrote.
Murder, she wrote.
She wrote. Chuck Brewer in the chat. Jump into that chat. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, by the way. Neil, what's the better win? The money from Tom Kennedy showing out or the meltdown of Flannel Sam tomorrow? Sean, I'll pose that question to you. Which one's more valuable?
Flannel. It is. When you get the epic flannel, you don't put a price tag on that, Neil. You know that. When you and people need to see it with their own two eyes. They really do. I think it's great to see it, on this vehicle, if you will. But when you see it in person, although if he ever headbutts the table like he did that one time a few months ago, Neil, that was too much. That was legitimately too much. And that hurt my eyes. I mean, it really did. It hurt my eyes, and I had a concussion just looking at it.
Sorry, buddy. I forgot to turn them on.
That's okay.
I do want to talk about this with you, Sean, and this is a little bit off the board, and somebody in the chat brought it up earlier. And forgive me because I lost it, and I can't find it because we got a mass of text messages flying in here, as we always do for the Woodward Sports pregame show. But it's centered around this, Sean, and this is real. They said something to the effect of, I'm terrified Ben Johnson's going to leave for the Bears job. And, Sean, that is something where, look, I do want to bring that up to some degree because we are starting to see the landscape kind of take form, right, as far as the coaching thing goes. And this is the only, bad thing that we'll discuss today, all right? This is the only kind of bad thing that we'll discuss today. In the back of your mind through all this, does that kind of, I don't want to say it hangs over your head or anything like that, but Sean, that is like a feeling that I'm getting as we go along, where this might be the last kick at the can for this staff as a whole. And I didn't pay enough attention to that. Last year, I was one of those fans with, what happened in San Francisco. I was like, hey, man, and this was kind of my feeling on the Tigers this year. There was a moment with the Tigers this year where I just gave in and said, you know what? This is that organic run that you get that kind of came out of nowhere to some degree, where you're kind of playing with house money. And while it was crushing what happened in San Francisco, there was a part of me that said, we'll be back, kind of no worries. This thing's built to last. And I didn't pay enough attention to it, that the staff as a whole, and you look at the Bears, just an unapologetic shit show. And they do have this guy that kind of needs to be saved because he's a bum. Sean's not there yet with Caleb Williams, but I am. I was there in the draft. And do you just get the feeling that if I'm the Bears, when this another lost season runs its course, Sean, I am dropping off a blank check at Ben Johnson's house. And if I'm the owner of the Bears, that's what I'm doing. Because if anything, I'm in this deep right now with Caleb Williams. If anything, I'm going to go all in and do whatever it takes to get Ben Johnson. I just am.
You know, Neil, it's funny that you bring that up about the Tigers and the Lions, because I think they're two entirely different scenarios, and people don't want to hear it right now. With the Tigers, you knew that this wasn't sustainable, and you know deep down inside right now this wasn't sustainable. You're mad at me right now. You're telling me that they're going to win the Central. You're telling me that they're going to take the next step. You know damn well that what they did, the magic that came together for that couple months, is not sustainable. It does not lead to long-term success. So just get yourself ready for it. They're going to take a step back next year. You know it. I know it. But everybody's going to play pretend the next couple months. And like Neil, I'm telling you right now, I do not look forward to that. I don't look forward to people openly lying to themselves about how good the Tigers are. The Lions were different. Absolutely, positively. I think anybody with half a brain in their head knew that this was sustainable, that this window was open. But as is apt to happen to so many good teams, you had to take the chance that, yeah, they might lose their OC. They might lose their DC. Because history has shown us that's what good teams do. Neil, I remember when you and I were talking about this a couple of months ago, and Norv Turner. Remember the great Norv Turner? Norv Turner was an offensive genius, and Norv Turner could pick wherever he wanted to go. He picked the Washington Redskins, like the Dallas Cowboys' bitter rival. So it's not just you're leaving, but you're going there. And then the one thing that we found out, and I want to be crystal clear, I'm not saying this is going to happen to Ben Johnson. Some human beings were meant to be coordinators. Norv Turner was one of them. Mm-hmm. And Norv Turner got another job, and I think he got another job after that as well. But some guys were meant to be coordinators, okay? Maybe that's been part of Ben Johnson's mentality. I don't know. But I think what happens is ego takes over, and all these coaches think, yeah, I can run the show. Every one of them. Ego takes over. Coaches have egos. Yeah, I can be a head coach. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I can take that paycheck that comes in as well. But, Neil, I'm going to say it again, and you and I have talked about this so much this year. People didn't like what Dan Campbell had to say in the wake of that loss to San Francisco last year. He wasn't wrong. It is not that easy to get back to that point. Doesn't mean that you won't.
Yeah. Are you getting those vibes, though, Sean?
Yes.
Where this could be more real?
Yes.
I am too.
Yes.
And it's
that was my long-winded way of saying yes. Sorry.
No, but that's perfect. That's the job, Sean. Like, you have to give out reasons why. You know, you don't just sit here and spam the chat like Scott Bellagio, who says the Lions are going to choke again. Get ready, boys and girls. The Lions are going to lose again, which is weird because they're 12-2. They've lost once since summertime. But okay, anyway, Detroit teams always suck, just like that white guy with the glasses and just like Scott Bellagio's takes. So there's that out there as well. Fair. I added that last part.
That's good logic, though. I mean, he's on point.
Right. Skydog 722, Neil, the question is, can the Bears take Ben Johnson? There's not a thing the Lions can do about it, even though he's under contract. That's truly lousy. No, Skydog, that's the way that this works. If you were going to be a coordinator or you were going to be a coach, it's in every college coach's contract. That's in your contract where I can leave for a job, and then you bargain out those terms. I've had that in my I have that in contracts now, as a matter of fact, in my life, where I can leave for other jobs. Like that's the way that it works, man.
No doubt about that, Neil. Pete Spivak, what you got?
I actually have some sad news, and Sean, let me know if you want a hug after this is over. If any of you out there, including Sean Belegian especially, were thinking that maybe, just maybe, DTR in Cleveland would fail today and you can bring back America's quarterback, it's official now. Bailey Zappi is the number 2 quarterback in Cleveland. I'm coming, Sean. I'm coming, Sean. I'm coming. I'm coming, Sean.
Sean, Peter, get it together. This is another premium part of the Jameis Winston experience. This is a premium part of it. The part where he comes back and gets benched. It's
Come
like
on, Neil.
it's like springtime.
Talk to me. You're making
happens.
me feel better. Come on.
No. Jameis Winston comes back, guns blazing, then is awful, then gets benched. We haven't seen the last of Jameis Winston. I'll just say it like that. Steven Robideau in the chat, super chat, by the way. Shout out to Steven. Would love a 7th birthday shout out to Summer and Autumn. They love to cheer for the Lions team with Dad on Sundays. Absolutely. Shout out. Happy birthday, Summer and Autumn.
Shout out. Happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Neil, can I
Do
get
it.
back to
Ask your
America?
dad-
After I give a shout out to Summer and Autumn, can I get back to America? You
Yes.
know, a lot of people thought America was down in the late 70s. There was that Iran hostage thing. People were lining up for gas, and then you know what happened? The 80s happened. So I'm with you. Jameis is this close to 1980, baby. We're back.
We haven't seen the last of Jameis Winston.
And
all
this
right?
miracle on ice happened, and everything was great.
By the way, Summer and Autumn, again, happy birthday. Ask your dad for candy while you're watching the game today. He'll
That's
say
a
yes.
good point.
Wait for the Lions to score. Wait for the Lions to score, and then go ask your dad for candy. It's a guaranteed yes, by the way. Nobody in the chat. Chicago, more like Chicago. Chicago sucks, smells like piss, the pizza is ass. Go Lions today, forever. The only time it smells like piss in Chicago is when you go to the White Sox game. And you get off the train there, and you step over the puddle of piss in the L train station there, and then you walk into Chicago's baseball stadium. That's the only time, though. The rest of Chicago's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand the Chicago pizza thing. I don't, and I'm not saying that it's dog crap. I'm not. All right, it's not pizza. It's like a stew. I mean, it's not
lasagna.
a bad stew. Like, Neil, it's not a bad... I'm not sitting here saying it's awful and I'll never eat it, okay? But that's not... there's no comparison. Like, knock it the bleep off. There's no comparison.
No, I agree. I agree, definitely. All right, Sean, let's take a spin around the NFC North today. Obviously, the two teams in action with the Lions and the Bears. But as you look at the lay of the land of the NFC North right now, obviously the Lions and the Vikings both 12-2. The Packers are 10-4. They're pretty much dead in terms of winning the division. That dream is over. So they begin their full-on wild card run here today. Make sure you stick around. With and or. The Packers have make an appearance in with and or coming up in just a little bit. But Sean, I mean, it starts with the Vikings, right? And I do like your plan from 30,000 foot. Kind of handle your business against the Bears. Get up your 2 scores and all that, and kind of ride that thing home. And then, Sean, the bottom line is we just all lock in. We all lock in as a fan group, as a city, as Lions fans, and just turn our attention to what goes on in Seattle. The Vikings at Seattle. Vikings a 3-point favorite in the game, which is kind of weird. I don't like that. That seems aggressive to me. Seahawks coming off of a home loss. The Seattle Seahawks are 3-5 at home this year, Sean.
Yeah. Isn't that the
What
12th man?
Yeah. What happened there? Like Lumen Field, the 12th man, the environment, and everything like that. However, Sean, I just can't see a world where the Seahawks go to 3-6 at home, yet 8-6 overall. You know what I'm saying? I can't see a world. How do you see that?
No, you know what? And Geno Mahomes coming back, I think that could be huge. They know how big this game is as well. Now, again, Neil, I'm looking this as a 2-part deal. If Seattle can't, put the contract in place today, maybe it's next week with Green Bay. Maybe they go into Minnesota and knock off Green Bay. But with that being said, listen, and I know Viking fans, you guys, I love the fact that we're running space in your head. How many Viking fans are watching right now? I mean, honestly, they watch ad nauseum. It's so, it's so adorable. But listen to me, you guys, would it surprise you at all if Seattle won that game today? Not me. No, it wouldn't. I mean, especially with the stakes being what they are for Seattle. There's a big difference between fighting for your playoff existence and trying to catch a team that has already beat you in your place. That one's going to be very intriguing this afternoon, Neil.
No, it is, and I'm curious to see it because that's a tough game, and I don't care that they're 3-point favorites. That's a tough game, man. It is, and I believe that this will be a very, very good test because I've run the list of Vikings victories. I can do it again, Sean. I can. A matter of fact, I will. I'll do it right now for the people, because the Minnesota Vikings, like through this historic run where their fans want to tell you how great they are and how the Lions suck and all that, they are on right now currently a 7-game winning streak with wins in this 7-game sizzler winning streak against the Bears at home, the Falcons at home, the Cardinals at home, the Bears on the road, the Titans on the road, the Jaguars on the road, and the Colts. So forgive me if I'm not, deathly afraid of the Minnesota Vikings. And I've had my run-ins with their fans, and will continue. I could probably open my DMs right now on the social media front, and they would be well represented in there because that's the way that they operate. But for me, Sean, this game here, and while they are a 3-point favorite, to me, this will show me a lot about this team. For real, it will. And if they go into Seattle and they get this win with Seattle coming off a home loss, I'll tip my cap and say, okay, you guys are still cute. You're not the boss yet. We're still the boss, by the way. You're not the boss. But through all that, I'll say, hey, that's a nice little win. But then again, in the end, you'll be playing a wild card game at home, and you could lose to the Giants. Not this year, but the last time you hosted a wild card playoff game, that's what you did. I don't know if you know that or not, but you did lose to the Giants because that's who you are. And again, Sean, I don't see. Am I wrong that I think that the Seahawks getting 3 in this game at home is kind of egregious?
No, I agree with you. And I think the thing with the Viking fans, Neil, is they want validation. Whether they want to admit it or not, they want validation. And what I have found out with the Viking fans is, a few weeks ago, you and I, longer than a few weeks ago, hell, it was probably 2 months ago, you and I had the conversation. And listen, when you jump out to the record that they did, chances are more likely than not, unless you're the Minnesota Vikings, that you're going to find a way to get into the playoffs. And you know what? They're going to get into the playoffs. But I think what they want all of us to do, what they're asking all of us to do, is tell them how legitimate they are. And I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to do that based on a few things. First and foremost, what you just stated, okay? Let me know when you have that quote-unquote signature win. Let me know. We can have that conversation. Number 2, we'll see in a couple weeks at Ford Field, huh? Even with our depleted core. So I think what the problem is now, Neil, they want everybody to go, well, not only are you, hey, you know what, props to you. You took advantage of the schedule. You that's your schedule. I'm not gonna bag you on that, okay? But what you want everybody to do is call you a legitimate contender. And you aren't. Right. And you know that. Like, honestly, would it make you feel better? You know what? It's the holiday season, Neil. Honest to goodness, would it make you feel better if we said, yeah, Vikings, you guys are the favorites. Okay, you're the favorites. Like, I don't, Neil, I don't get it. I mean, it's a really fragile psyche thing. And you know how I know it? Because I lived it. And so did you. And so did every other Lion fan out there. We wanted people to tell us, even though we were looking at a shitty car in our driveway, we wanted people to tell us how beautiful our car was. And we would get mad at them if they didn't tell us how beautiful our car is. The 2024 Minnesota Vikings are living that right now. And you know damn well Sam Darnold isn't any good. Knock it off. He's using a magic run, and it's a magic run that's probably going to lead to a contract that he doesn't deserve someplace else. You know it. Enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while it lasts. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy it, but don't ask me to call you something that you aren't. And I think that's where the problem lies right now, Neil.
No, I agree. I definitely agree with it. Wrapping up the NFC North discussion, the Packers get a free square on Monday night with the Saints coming into town. You know what, Sean? This Saints-Packers game gives me the perfect opportunity to remind all those out there, and we hear them all the time. There are those at this network. There are those that are on shows with people that are on this show right now, as a matter of fact, that say this. The New Orleans Saints are the primary example of what I like to share with people. I like to share it with, quote, Cap's not real guy. You know, the guy that looks you in the eye and says, well, the Cap's not real. I give you the New Orleans Saints. Every year, they're $60 million over the cap. They got to do a bunch of cap conversions on a bunch of mid players that are in their 30s, and they got to kick the can down the road every single year. And every single year, they stink. And here we are again. The Packers are the beneficiary of it this time. The Saints are at Lambeau on Monday night. And Sean, we won't spend a ton of time on this, obviously, but we're talking about the NFC North here. And the Saints are a free square for the Packers. But Sean, I was told the Cap's not real.
I don't understand that. It's you hear it so much about the Dallas Cowboys too. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, this has been year after year after year. Neil, can I throw this out there? I wish this was one of those random nights where we had 2 Monday night games. Am I allowed to say that? I don't have any interest in this one tomorrow. I really don't. Why couldn't we do this last week? Where we had the 2 Monday night games and at least there was one kind of worth watching. And I think I'm being nice there, but I don't have any interest to tap into this. I mean, the Saints are exactly what you said. And oh, by the way, throw in a crap load of injuries as well. I'm not going to watch that. If you're a Packer fan, you'll love every second of it. And you and Todd Rundgren can talk about how you're not going to work and all that. So, but there's no reason to tap into this one tomorrow night. There really isn't.
No, there's not. Damon Dice in the chat. Detroit trying to hate on Chicago. LMAO. Detroit better off being compared to Akron than Chicago. Take it easy, little buddy. Hey, the bottom line is, I've always said it, man. Chicago's a great city.
What the hell is he talking about? Yeah, what that dude? Chicago's a great city. Your pizza's overrated, and that whole area near whatever they're calling progressive Comiskey, whatever they're calling it, smells like piss. What part of that is false? You ever roll to the south side? It smells like a litter box. They should get like a cat litter box place to sponsor that, right? Nobody's dogging Chicago. I love Chicago. My kid went to DePaul. Shout out to the Blue Demons. It's a great spot. It isn't pizza, and the south side smells like piss. Find the lie.
There are none. Sean, I lived it. I took the L train to guaranteed rate progressive Comiskey Park U.S. Cellular Field.
Like, the litter box.
I've done it. I've done it. You literally have to step over puddles of piss when you get to the literally. Like, I'm not guys. Like, look, I do a lot of hyperbole and stuff like that, and we have fun and we laugh and joke and all that kind of stuff. No, guys, that is real. Like, the train takes you there. There are puddles of piss in the station. There are. I've seen it. So there are no lies there. Burn in the chat, the super chat. What I want to know is why I need to pay lip service to a Vikings franchise who hasn't been to a Super Bowl since the Carter administration. I love presidential administration resets. When I talk about the fact that 3 holidays passed and Caleb Williams hadn't thrown a touchdown pass. I love comparisons like that, Sean. The Carter administration.
Listen, I used to love watching Fred Tarkington when I was a little kid. I aged myself, but there, I said it. You're talking 50 years, man. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Tommy Kramer ain't coming to save you either.
Burn in the chat. My mom was in elementary school the last time that they went to the Super Bowl. No, it does. All right, let's do this. Let's take the break. When we come back, we'll take a look at Sean's matchup to watch. We'll go around the NFL as well. I'm here in Hawaii, Sean, and I gotta admit, I let One slid past me yesterday, and I'll explain that in terms of NFL matchups and what's going on in and around the NFL. We got Pete's prop parlay bonanza. As a matter of fact, he's centering all of his life savings on Tom Kennedy touchdowns at 40-1. He's doing it. Sean and I will be about that action. We'll give you our pick against the spread, courtesy of Caesars Sportsbook. We got a Lions opponent flashback. JB's in the lab cooking up. We got a previous trip to Soldier Field that I want to highlight, Sean, because I think the conditions are similar and I think the results are similar as to what the Lions might be able to do in that matchup. We got a lot to do. JB, where are we going with this break?
Over to me for Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. All you got to do is scan that QR code on screen, use code word Woodward1000. You can deposit up to $1,000, and all you have to do is place a minimum of a $20 bet, and you know what? If it doesn't hit, they'll throw it right back into your account with no questions asked. It's the Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Go out there and make some money today. Tom Kennedy, baby.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The holidays are here. Don't know where to get your friends and family? Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted for the Lions Super Bowl run. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. So make sure it's a happy holiday for you or the sports lover in your life. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
Oh yeah, everybody. If you want to fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup, become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com right now. Choose your favorite roast, use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Let's get back to the pregame show.
All right, everybody. Hour number 2 of the Woodward Sports pregame show. My name is Neil Rule, live in Hawaii with Oakland basketball. They play Loyola Chicago today in the Diamond Head Classic. ESPN2, the TV on that after the Lions game is over. Sean Belizean back in our Woodward Sports compound in Birmingham. JB Smoove in the building. Pete Spivak in the house as well. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, Jump in there, get your thoughts out, use the super chat. We'll bump you to the front of the line. And we're doing it. And we're talking Lions, Bears. We're talking NFL football. We're making fun of the city of Chicago. We're making fun of Caleb Williams always. I stay on that. That is my profession. But Sean, it's time for Sean's matchup. Sean, you watch football differently than a lot of folks do out there. Sean, what are you watching for here today, Lions, Bears?
You know what? I'm going to go with the theme we've been talking about all day long, Neil. I think people are overthinking this one something fierce. And I understand the circumstances. And I would be lying to you if I sat here and said, oh, I'm not worried. I am worried. Because there are injuries, and then there are the injuries that the Detroit Lions are suffering. But I'm not worried today. This is the Chicago Bears. They're bad. This just in. And I'm going to leave the Caleb Williams stuff up to you. That's been your baby. Can I talk about the Bears defense? This is a Bears defense that gives up 218 yards passing per game. This is a Bears defense that gives up about $134 on the ground each game. This is a Bears defense that gives up 22 points a game. Okay? That's against the league average. Those are the averages up to this point in time. Anybody out there think the Detroit Lions offense is average? Anybody? Even you Viking fans, who I know you're hate watching right now, even you begrudgingly have to say there's nothing average about this Detroit Lion offense. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm sorry to go simplistic on you. I'm going to go to the leader of this team, Jared Goff, who had his own variation of the time-honored relax speech from Aaron Rodgers this past week. Chill out. We got this. Do you think this offense can put up 218 yards passing, 134 yards rushing, 22 points? I like the Lions' chances a lot. Go do what you do offensively. Have Ben Johnson cook some things up. I'm not minimizing the loss of Monty, far from it. But how many times, Neil, have we talked about this team and the have it your way value meal? I'll take, buy 3 for $5. Okay, I'll take some J-Mo. I'll have some Jahmyr Gibbs. And why don't you throw some TK in there just for shits and giggles so Pete Spivak can make people rich? Right. That's what I'm looking at. Neil, I'll defer to you as I end this. If the Detroit Lions put up 21, 22, 24 points, I really, really like their chances in this game. Go do what you do. They're pissed off. They know what people are saying. They know what the Bears did at Ford Field on Thanksgiving. Go take care of business today. Do what you need to do offensively because the Bears aren't going to be able to keep up. Neil?
No, and Sean, here's the thing with me, and this kind of backs up what you're talking about now. Because when I look at the Chicago Bears, and look, you watch football differently. I kind of analyze it differently because I leave it to my handy dandy SpotTrack.com subscription that I have. And the thing that really stuns me when you did your breakdown of the Bears there, you look at them financially. 5 of their top 7 cap hits this year are defensive players. Montez Sweat, Tremaine Edmonds, Jalen Johnson, DeMarcus Walker, TJ Edwards. Sean, those are dudes, man. Those are dudes. Yet, with that being said, this is a very average defense. Very, very average defense. And I would contend lately, when you peruse their score sheets, 30 to the Vikings last week. Gave up 38 to San Francisco. 23 here at Ford Field. And that was a lot of field goal movement there from the Lions. 30 against Minnesota. So, Sean, for me, there was a breaking point for this team. And you can just look at it in the schedules. And it looks like the breaking point to me was that Vikings game that they lost in overtime, that they should have won. That they flat out should have won that game. But their problem is they have Caleb Williams at quarterback, who threw for 340 yards that game, and they still couldn't win. It's just, I go back to it, Sean, and I look through it all. For the amount of resources that they've invested in this defense for the Bears, they're not getting the results. And you brought up the numbers, 130 yards per game on the ground. I do, and look, we're laughing about Tom Kennedy and stuff like that because he's going to put all of our children through school with that anytime touchdown at 40-1. Oh, yeah. And then all the parlays. I can't wait for the Pete's 5X parlay coming up in just a little bit, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. But, Sean, they will run the football. They will run the football on this Bears team, which in the past, Sean, was almost blasphemous to say that. You mean to tell me that you're going to go in to crappy Soldier Field and you're going to run the ball against the Bears? No, you're not going to do that. Sean, they are. And it's not just going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm telling you, and this is a serious one. And Pete, I'll put you on the spot a little bit. Whenever you can get me the number from Caesars Sportsbook, whatever Craig Reynolds' rushing yardage is, I'm buying on that. I like it. I'm buying on that. Whatever his over is in rushing, and you can put Craig Reynolds, I believe, to get into the end zone here today, because going back to the depth discussion we had in the first hour, the show goes on. And I don't think a whole hell of a lot's going to change with what Ben Johnson in this offense is going to do, because the pieces, the DNA of the pieces is comparable. Is Craig Reynolds David Montgomery? He is not. However, is he in that mold? Does he play that style? Does he run that way? Yes, he does. And you go look back to some of the big plays last year. Craig Reynolds was even involved. He just was, Sean. I don't think that there's this huge drop-off with Montgomery to Reynolds the way that some people do. Again, calm down. Is Craig Reynolds David Montgomery? He is not. But it is in the same city. It is in the same subdivision. To me, Sean, it is.
Pete Spivak has some numbers just based on that, and I want to piggyback on one thing that I think people are forgetting about this game, Neil.
Neil, to answer your question, and for all of our fans out there at your Caesars Sportsbook, to score a touchdown today for Craig Reynolds, actually, it's pretty decent. I mean, considering how Vegas looks at these things, plus 250, which means actually at 2.5 to 1, they think that he actually has a good chance of getting in. And his over yards today are 22.5. So a Craig Reynolds parlay, 2-leg parlay of a touchdown and over 22.5 today is plus 500 on Caesars.
I like that. I do. I like that a lot. I would even consider alt line. I would juice that up. Get me over 30. Get me over 35. I would consider that for real, Sean. All right, what'd you have for me?
The psychological part of this game is one thing that I think a lot of people forget, because you know what? I had somebody say, it's not going to be that cold today. Okay, you've never been to Soldier Field.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, it's supposed to be 30 at game time, okay? It is not going to be 30 in that place. It is right on a point, right on Lake Michigan, and the wind swirls through that building, and it is freezing. And Neil, you've seen it. Pete, you've seen it. JB, you've seen it. Everybody out there has seen it. Maybe I've had a closer look at it than a lot of you have, but that doesn't mean that you haven't seen it. What is it? These guys are done.
Yep.
Do you think they want to go out there today in 30 degree weather with a minus 782 wind chill? Do you think they want to go out there today and play a team, a rival that is going to the playoff again? They want nothing to do with it. You have got to trust me when I say that, okay? I saw it up close and personal in the Detroit Lions locker room more times than you can shake a stick at. All one has to do is pop your head in the room. You can see it. The heads are hanging. The boxes are already there as they're planning their clean out, as they may only have one more home game or two more home games. You know what they want to do? They want to put all that shit in the box and get the hell out of there and wash the stink of this season off them, okay? That is a huge factor today. Don't talk to me about playing with pride. Don't talk to me about, well, they want to finish this season on a high note so it'll carry over. All the shit dumb shit like that we used to say around here. Well, they won that game on December 29th, so surely that will carry over to next year. It is a loser's lament. It means nothing. These guys are done. I want to make it crystal clear. I'm never, ever going to question an athlete's heart, okay? It's all up here. They're done. The season has been done for weeks. They got their coach fired. The last thing in the world they want to do is go out there today and do that. They can all act big, bad, and tough, and I'm prideful, and I go out there and I play for pride. It's reality. I've seen it 1,000 times. Let's not be silly. That's where the Bears are at today.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Art Vandelay, Vegas in a blender right now, trying to figure out where all this cash on Tom Kennedy is coming in from. Is Tom Kennedy and Craig Reynolds now both plus 250 to score a touchdown? It probably is the case. We're moving markets all over the world out here on the Woodward Sports pregame show, brought to you, of course, by New Holland Brewing Company and Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey as well. Jesus says Reynolds is a bruiser. No doubt. It's in the same family. It is. He's not the same. They are not the same. However, Craig Reynolds, I think, continues. The show goes on with your playbook, I believe, with Ben Johnson, with Craig Reynolds in the game, because you can do all the same stuff, man. You can do all the same stuff that you can do with David Montgomery, with Craig Reynolds as well. Last Bardo, you want to talk playoffs? Chicago can't win a game in the playoffs. No, you can't, because they're officially eliminated. They have the lowercase e next to their name, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Skydog 722. Nope, I lost that one. My apologies there as the thing kept rolling by. Christina Rossi. Hello, Sean. Hello, Neil. FTB. Go Detroit Lions. Yes, FTB is a theme. Ask Sean Belich. Sean, why do you? I shouldn't ask the question, because I have the same thing with the Minnesota Vikings. What's your why, Sean? Drill down to this. What's your why? What is with this? I'm talking
envy,
hatred,
envy. I openly admitted it took me years.
Envy of what?
Envy of what the Bears were in the 80s as I was growing up. They were everything I wanted to be. They had the swagger. They had the coach. They had the best running back in the world, a guy by the name of Walter Payton. They had the Super Bowl. They went into towns and on a weekly basis knocked quarterbacks out. I mean, they were. So, Neil, I watched them from afar, and as a young kid, there's a fine line between hatred and respect, but you don't have enough common sense to respect what they're doing. So I hated what they were doing. So I watched the Bears torment our team, my team, and every other team for a long time. It's still amazing that they only won Super Bowl, okay? And I know I've confessed this to you. So in 1991, when the bully punched us, and we punched them harder on Thanksgiving, that remains my favorite regular season game. And I know I'm not alone. Lomas loves that game as well, because we've had that conversation. That was like, you know, it's almost like one of those cheesy movies, Neil, where the bully, you know, picks on you forever, and then the kid goes and learns Tai Chi or whatever. We went and learned some Tai Chi and kicked the shit out of the bully. It was fantastic. But it took me years to figure out. It wasn't so much I hated the Bears. I hated that the Bears were as good as they were. I hated that the Bears had what I so desperately wanted. And quite frankly, if I'm being honest, what I still want and what we still all want. And that one time where you can put the finger up in the air. And then, you know, maybe our fan base will be as depressing as their fan base is and talk about it 40 years later like it happened 2 weeks ago. But they earned that right. So, Neil, yes, that's why. And that's why I say it all the time. The younger generation out there, the JB Smooths, my son, they all hate the Packers because that's what the Packers did to you in your generation. For me, it was the Bears. It was Ditka. It was becoming larger than life. It was becoming a cultural phenomenon. It was the Super Bowl shuffle. It was all of it. Hate, hate, hate to the rest of my life. I mean, honestly, that's the way it's always going to be. That's a team I hate the most.
Sean, you love the number one in the air. We're number one. You number one.
I need it.
We're number one.
I need it.
Yeah, that is wild. For me, it's the Vikings, as everybody knows. But Sean, you're right though. The youth is all about the Packers. Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get into that super chat too. We'll bump you up to the middle, or excuse me, we'll bump you up to the front of the line. But in the Woodward Sports chat thread, who was it here? Tom, Neil, I just put my entire life savings on TK85 anytime touchdown. Is everything going to be okay? Tom, get ready for 40 times your life savings. Get ready. TK85 in the end zone, 40-1.
It's like you opened up a fortune cookie. You are going to receive a large amount of money from a very unthought of source. TK's going to be given today, baby. Santa.
Oh, God.
I can't wait. Burn in the chat. Well, I wasn't alive for the 80s Bears. I hate them because I remember the Lions being hot and Stafford goes to Chicago, hurts his hand, and the glove. No, look, Sean brings up valid points. I agree. Their helmet's stupid too, by the way. That's kind of my problem with it.
It's Vikings, a toilet. Look at it.
It's a toilet seat.
It's a toilet seat on the side of their head.
And I wish somebody near the White Sox field would use the damn toilet instead of the sidewalk.
Oh, God.
Because that's what they do.
Oh, God.
Woodward Sports, Detroit Arrow. I hate Chicago sports teams with a passion. It is weird because I do enjoy the city. Getting back to it, I do enjoy the city of Chicago. Is a very versatile city. You can do the sports thing. You can do the museum thing. You can do the shopping thing. You can do the bars thing. Like it's all there. It is a great city, but it ain't Detroit. So with that being said, all right, Sean, let's spin around the NFL. Certainly we're gonna get to Pete's prop parlays also. He'll have some fantasy advice. I know some games are kind of in the rearview mirror, but Sean, just to kind of switch it up a little bit, what are you looking at around the NFL today?
I wish that Eagles and Commanders was a 4:00 game. I really do, because listen, I don't know about you. I've gotten pretty good at watching multiple games at once, but if my quote unquote team is on, that's the only one I'm watching. Neil, I wish I could see that game. This is the Eagles' last chance to lose this year, because they're not going to lose to Dallas and they're not going to lose to the Giants. And the Commanders are kind of in that spot that we talked about earlier, although a little bit better, obviously, than Seattle. But they're kind of in that spot right now where they could give themselves a hell of a lot more breathing room if they took care of business at home today. I am so very intrigued in that game. I really am, because as we know, it's not that easy to continually win in the National Football League. So while that's not my pick of the day, and you didn't ask for it yet, and if anything, people would listen to my pick of the day and go do the opposite, and you might win yourself some money. Neil, that's front and center to me. That is prime NFL today. Eagles Commanders at 1:00.
Yeah. I gotta come clean. By the way, I told you guys that yesterday. Yesterday was kind of the day that we got here in Hawaii. Obviously, here for the basketball tournament. Today's a game day, so we got games 3 of the next 4 days. Yesterday, got out on the golf course a little bit with an old friend that's in town for the Hawaii Bowl that's here. And Sean, it was the Penn State game. Shout out SMU, by the way. Great performance. You definitely deserve to be in the playoff. The SMU Penn State game started at 7 a.m. out here. And I didn't even know, I wasn't even aware until about 8:30 when I saw a text from somebody complaining about it. Just to give everybody some perspective, the 1:00 games out here are 8 a.m. games.
That's awesome.
They're 8 a.m. games and 11 a.m. games.
That's awesome.
And that's how it works. And then Sunday night football is on at 3:30 in the afternoon here. So it's wild. It is absolutely wild, and it takes some getting used to. But Sean, another victim yesterday that I fell to and didn't even realize it was on until I walked in the pro shop at the golf course. Ravens Steelers. Mm-hmm. And Sean, this backs up a theory that I was talking about. You start to get to this point of the season, And the Steelers were cute. The Steelers were fun. And Russell Wilson and his little action figure Lego hair was nice. And it was cute and everything. But they showed, right? The Ravens showed what the Steelers are. And Mike Tomlin's an absolute witch. And you will never get any Mike Tomlin slander from me, from the man that's next to me on the screen. You never will. Because if you go 2 decades straight in this league without a losing record, you're a wizard. You're a sorcerer. You're not of this planet. But at the same time, Sean, this is the time of the year where we're seeing that. I think yesterday with the Chiefs beating the Texans, the Ravens beating down the Steelers in the second half, to quote Macho Man, the cream rises to the top, and that's where we are in this part of the NFL season, Sean. The Broncos lost on Thursday night. Also, the streets are littered with examples.
Well, and you know what? I think the Tomlin magic can only take you so far, okay? You can't do what your roster doesn't have. You can get it to a high, and it's amazing that he got it to this point. But listen, as we're living right now, your success and failure is really what you do in January and February. And you give all the credit in the world to Coach Tomlin, tip of the cap. It is phenomenal. Quite frankly, Neil, I don't think enough is said around the National Football League, but you also have to put a limitation on it, okay? We're not talking about these teams, especially with Russell Wilson, this version of Russell Wilson as their quarterback. You're not putting these teams in the rarefied air of legitimacy. You're just not. I don't like their chances against the Bills in the playoff. I don't like their chances against the Chiefs in the playoff. I don't like their chances against the Ravens in the playoff. So both things can be true. You give a tip of the cap. You say it's amazing witchcraft and wizardry, but it's only going to take you so far. And there's a lot of that going around right now. Neil, the one team for me, I've been saying it for 2 weeks. Maybe I cursed them. I kept waiting for the Dolphins to get right. And it hasn't happened. And I'm doing it again today because I'm looking at that game. I'm going, why the hell is Frisco favored by 2.5, 3 points in Miami? Am I missing something there? And if anything now, especially with what I've seen out of Miami the last couple weeks, I think they're daring slapdicks like me. Come on, you want to take the Dolphins, don't you? You want to take them one more time, don't you? And certainly that's where we're at right now. But no, you're right. The cream rises to the top, and unfortunately the Lions have seen that. Everything comes back to what we're enduring today, guys. The Lions are going to rise, and the Bears are going to fall. This is the National Football League this time of year.
As also I look around, I like to do this game as well, Sean. This is not quite as great as with and or, which we will get to coming up in just a couple of minutes as we will kind of wrap up the around the NFL discussion. I like to say, how much does it cost? This could be I think that this is going to be a segment we do too. How much does it cost, Sean? Say you're Sean Belizean and you're a Jets fan, and they're hosting the Rams today at 1:00 on CBS. How much does it cost, Neil, if we wanted to go to that game today? Well, Sean, tickets starting at $9 for the New York Jets. $9. You interested?
Wow. That's awful. Oh, the Jet love at the beginning of the year, and including from some people at this network. You know who you are. It was mind-boggling to me. It was just mind-boggling to me. Would I go to that game, Neil? Is my kid home? I
No.
might. Oh, my kid's not home? No way in hell. No way in hell.
Oh, all right, thank you.
If my son is home, I might say to him, "Hey, do you want to go to the ball game today?" And if he says, "Yeah, Dad, what the hell? Why don't we go into the city or whatever?" I might do that. But if you hit me up, Neil, and you're like, "Hey, Belegian, I got good tickets. Come on, let's roll to the game." No way in hell. I love you, bro. You know what I'd do? Conversely, I'd say, why don't you come over? I'm going to put on a couple racks of ribs for you. Maybe I'll do some wings at halftime. We can just hang at my house. No way in hell. No way.
All right, Sean, how about this then? How much does it cost Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. Mike Tirico, Peacock, NBC in the house. The Buccaneers at the Cowboys. How much does it cost? Hey, man, let's go to the game. Tickets start at $18 at Dallas.
At Jerry
Dallas.
World. Wow.
$18 for Cowboys Buccaneers tickets. Sunday Night Football.
I might do that, Neil. I might I'm using the Neil theory as my. Hey, dude, what do you do? You know, Lions win. See that there are so many variables to this game. That's why I love it. If the Lions win, I think I would say yes. If the Lions don't win, no way in hell. No way in hell. But I also have to assume I'm a Cowboy fan. Yeah, I do it. For $18 to go to Jerry World, I do it.
Inactives are out.
All right, well.
Inactives are out.
We'll,
Yep.
Okay, real quick, I'll wrap this up then. Colts-Titans at Lucas Oil Stadium, a far cry from when the Lions were in town at the Colts. Titans-Colts tickets, $19. That's what that starts at. Cardinals-Panthers. Sean, come on. Cardinals-Panthers. We're going, Sean. Come on. Come on. Tickets are on me, Sean. Tickets are on me. They're $17 a piece. They're on me, Sean. Let's go. Come on.
The reanimation of Bryce, no. I want nothing to do with it.
He's back. I was told he's back. No? Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. Let's do this then. Let's take the break. I want to do with and or real quick.
He's got the actives. Let Pete throw out the actives.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Before we go to the break, Pete, please, the actives.
Yep. No. Thanks, guys. From Tim 20man, the official inactives. Now listen to the names because there's one name that's not inactive, which must mean that he's playing today. We'll start from the bottom. Giovanni Manu, Corby Solsdale, Broderick Martin, Jonah Williams, Quan Alexander. Now here come the big names. David Montgomery and Graham Glasgow. There's one name I did not mention there, Neil. And Sean, he was just activated from the injured reserve list. Ife Melifonwu was not on the inactive list. So there you go. He may be playing today.
Can I throw one more name out there that is active?
Yes, sir.
Emmanuel Mosley.
There you go. I just saw it here. Yes, there he is. Yep. There you go.
Sean, it's iffy season. Who says no?
It is iffy season. I'm not gonna. Is there something we can throw in there for iffy since we're making people rich today?
No, we don't.
Interception.
We don't want to devalue the American dollar, Sean. Like, come on, man. Like,
I'll check his over-under on the
responsible
interceptions,
American.
baby. Add him to the top.
What is wrong with you? Why do you want to take your country? All right, so those are the inactives. No, but all right, let's do this. Let's take the break. We'll touch on it real quick. Pete will make everybody rich. We'll go in the Wayback Machine also. We'll give you some final thoughts, and we'll get you on your way to Lions-Bears football. Take him to church, JB.
All right, let me tell you about that New Holland Tangerine Space Machine, the intergalactic haze of goodness right now that you can go and pick up at any store, or if you're down at Second Best Bar, they got it on tap right there for you. This is the official beer of outer space, so it is on tap on the moon right now, where you Bears fans can punt Caleb Williams to. Sorry, just had to say it. New Holland Brewing Company, straight out of Holland, Michigan, so you can support it locally. The intergalactic haze of goodness, it's that Tangerine Space Machine. Go and grab yourself a case today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 days of fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry, offer ends December 20th.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Oh, yeah, everybody. Following the Lions pregame show, as you all know, is going to be the Lions game watch party with the heavyweights live from Hayes Social in Shelby Township. That's Hayes Road and 21 Mile, just in case you want to go over there and hang out with the heavyweights and the Woodward Sports crew. Brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company, 1800 Tequila, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, and Sabbath Coffee Roasters. And also, after the Lions watch party, after we beat the Bears in that toilet seat helmet that they wear today, we're going to have the Lions post-game show with the great Stick and Anson, also live from Hayes Social. That will follow immediately the watch party, brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company, 1800 Tequila, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, and Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Woodward Sports, your home for the best Lions pre- and post-game coverage all season long.
Back at everybody, final segment of the Woodward Sports pregame show. My name is Neil Rule, on location in Hawaii for Oakland basketball. Sean Belesian back in the Birmingham compound with JB Smooth and Pete Spivak. All pros, man. All pros that we can pull this off literally anywhere in the world. Yes, it will be 83 degrees here. No, it will not be 83 degrees there. You lose, I win, to quote Sam Flannel. So there's that. No, but Sean, in the super chat, by the way, shout out Dante151. Jump in that super chat, will bump you to the front of the line. If George Pickens can go for the Steelers, then they can be good. But if they don't have Pickens and the Steelers are dead. Also, it's Rodgers versus Stafford. Who wouldn't want to watch Jets versus Rams? Well, for $9, you can in New York. But Sean, Pete Spivak just gave out $9. $9. Rams Jets.
No, I don't want anything to do with that. Like I said, if my kid wants to go, I'll take my kid. Right? But hey, no offense, I love you guys. Seriously, do you know how I'd show my love for you? Come over to my house. I got a big barbecue for you. We'll all save money. We don't have to buy $15 beers. My whole fridge is full. Come on, let's go hang out. I'm not spending shit to do that. No way.
If you're just joining us, by the way, Tom Kennedy at 40-1 to get an anytime touchdown. Pete Spivak in a second is going to give you Pete's prop parlay bonanza. As a matter of fact, I told him to make one irresponsible one. That involves Tom Kennedy getting a touchdown.
What, we haven't made 17 of them already, Neil?
Alan W. in the chat, pick 6 for Vildor. F it. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about.
This is a theme, baby.
Get those mammoth parlays out there. No, absolutely should do that. Sean, Pete just gave out the inactives. You brought up a name that I'm. Look, as far as Emmanuel Mosley, that is a guy that has intrigued me. That is a guy who I saw play this game at a high level, in high-level spots. And look, I've seen people kind of wrongly so maybe slander Brad Holmes a little bit. These were all low risk rolls of the dice at the crap table. There was not any long-term guaranteed money or anything like that. I've seen it with Emmanuel Moseley, Sean. Mm-hmm. He's been the guy. Like, I think we've all got that Lions guy that we've kind of waited for, like through the injury wings. For me, it's Emmanuel Moseley, Sean, because he's a guy that, for me, I've seen it. I'm intrigued. I am looking forward to him being out there this afternoon and seeing what he might possibly have in the tank.
No, and you know what it is, Neil? It's kind of like the twofold point here. And the first point is, let's get all the jokes out of the way. Ready? The wind's going to blow so hard off of Lake Michigan that it's going to hit Moseley, and he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks with a hamstring or an earache, and ha, giggle, and we're all going to laugh at it, okay? You know what the second part of that is? He's heard it. He's heard it. He's heard it all, right? Guy can't stay healthy. He's fragile. He's China doll. Remember how pissed off Matthew Stafford got about that China doll stuff? Do you remember? I mean, that's the last thing in the world those dudes want to hear. So you know what? My man wants to get back on the field. He wants to show everybody that he's a baller. He wants to show everybody that he is going to stay healthy and he's going to be a big part of this team moving forward. Neil, I'm very, very intrigued by it. Now, let's go back to point one. The flip side is a lot of stereotypes exist for a reason. If he's out in the second quarter, it's going to rain, and it's going to rain hard. If you think it's bad before, it's going to keep going. So I'm with you. I'm intrigued. I think this guy could be a big factor moving forward.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Adam Sharp, Jared Goff, Steven in the chat. Giovanni Pastrami's in Waikiki Beach has plenty of TVs for watching the game and has great breakfast as well. I'm a couple doors down from Giovanni Pastrami's, as a matter of fact, here in downtown Waikiki Beach. G-Man DT, Tom Kennedy, parlay, bingo, party. No, absolutely, it is. We're loading up here, and it's getting irresponsible. JB Smoove is one of the hardest working man in sports here in the chat. JB, I texted you the with and or list just to kind of put you on the spot a little bit.
I got it.
You have it. Is it locked and loaded?
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to Pete's parlay, let's do this then. Let's jump in. It's a little game we like to play this time of year called with and or. Are you ready, Sean Belizian?
I love this game.
All right,
what a great game.
It is a great game. Shall I recap Saturday real quick?
Yes.
Okay. The Pittsburgh division with a Pittsburgh win. They did not. So that is over for them. The Baltimore Ravens, they are alive in this. They clinch a playoff berth with a Baltimore win or tie, and a Miami loss or tie, and Indianapolis loss or tie. So that's a Baltimore Ravens.
Isn't that the vaunted quad that everybody looks for? You got a with, an or, an and then another or. I mean, that is the quad. That's like your Tom Kennedy trifecta's hitting, baby.
Yeah, I'll leave the Broncos out because they're all started with a Denver win or tie, which they did not get. So we move on to the Chargers, who did get a win or tie. They got a win, as a matter of fact. The Chargers clinch a playoff berth with a Chargers win and a Miami loss or tie and an Indianapolis loss or tie. So that's what. So I guess right now they need a Miami today loss or tie and an Indy loss or tie, and then the Chargers will be in the playoffs. But seriously though, props to Jim Harbaugh. He walked in there and did what we thought he was going to do, Sean. He did, for real.
I love this game so much. And like, if people don't understand its birth, like Neil brought up the Indianapolis Colts might be the poster child for and or, and they're the Indianapolis Colts front and center as you're doing this game. What a great bit. Go on.
Okay, the Green Bay Packers, they clinch a playoff berth with a Green Bay win or tie. They clinch a playoff berth with an Atlanta loss or tie, plus a LA Rams loss or tie. also with an Atlanta loss or tie with the Seattle loss or tie. So the Packers get in with a win or tie, or an Atlanta Rams loss, or an Atlanta Seattle loss. So that is where they're at. Okay, that one's not as in depth. But here we go, Sean. You ready for the Commanders? This is why I do this right here. Here we go. The Commanders clinch a playoff berth with a Washington win plus an Atlanta loss or tie plus an LA Rams loss or tie. Or a Washington win plus an Atlanta loss or tie plus a Seattle loss or tie. Or a Washington tie plus an Atlanta loss plus an Arizona loss or tie plus a Seattle loss or tie, as long as the Rams and Seattle both don't tie.
What?
Oh, I'll give you that last one again. The Commanders clinch a playoff berth with a tie and an Atlanta loss and an Atlanta loss or tie and a Rams loss or tie and a Seattle loss or tie, as long as the Rams and Seattle don't both tie.
That is too much.
Come on, man.
And that is today's with and or everybody. So
That's
there it is,
awesome.
Sean. Enjoy.
I love that bit. Can we do it again next week?
It is a great bit.
Well, you and I are not next week, damn it. The Monday night
we're
game,
not.
The heavyweights got that.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, we'll clean it up, though. We'll clean it up the following week, the Minnesota game. We'll definitely be cleaning that up. All right, speaking of great bits, everybody, it's time to welcome in the Pete Father.
Oh, yeah, everybody. Thanks, you, Sean. I appreciate that, Sean and Neil. Thank you guys very much. It is time for Pete's Parlay, and we do have 2 parlays for you today on special request from the great Neil Rule over there in Hawaii. So we are going to, should we start, I guess, JB, with the great Tom Kennedy parlay that I put together, approved, by the way, by Sean Belegian.
Oh, that was great.
So this is absolutely wonderful. JB, let's not waste time, man. So there you go, Neil. If you're seeing that over in Hawaii, here is the Tom Kennedy parlay of the day to pay off all your bills, baby, at plus 17,500.
Oh my God!
I have Tom Kennedy to score a touchdown at any point in time. Also, I wanted to make this parlay not only kind of fun, but also to mix in a few things that might actually happen to maybe give us a shot at this. I got Tim Patrick at over 2.5 receptions as the second leg of this parlay. And the guy who's been absolutely on fire, he hasn't gotten in the end zone for us the last 2 weeks, but the guy who's been absolutely on fire is tight end Sam Laporta. I have him over 45.5 yards. So all three legs of that parlay is plus 17,500. My $5 bet would win me $875 if this comes in. Is that good enough for you boys and girls out there?
Come on.
How does this not hit?
JB, isn't that beautiful?
How does this not hit?
It's
I don't know.
$5. Like, you paid off Christmas with that. That Pete, I love that. Neil, what your thoughts? That's beautiful.
There's no way this doesn't win. Like, for real. I don't see a world where this doesn't hit. This is the most rock solid, guaranteed plus 17,500 parlay that's ever been invented.
Neil, you know what? I'm just thinking as I'm looking about this, and this might be a pantless Sunday. I didn't consider it. But this might be like if I'm sitting at home today at like 3 o'clock and I got my fill of ribs, and all of a sudden Tom Kennedy gets a touchdown and I go down that checklist, I'm going to be so happy for my friends. It might just be a pantless Sunday, and I didn't think there was a chance of that happening today.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Mike Bell, Pete's got me rolling in dough. Real talk though, Pete's been knocking these out of the park, man.
Appreciate it, boys.
These are long shot parlays.
Appreciate it, boys.
Yeah, you don't hit them every week. You just have faith in the Pete Father.
We've hit 6.
That's how this works.
We've hit 6 this year.
That's it. I mean, come on. What do we talk about? Pete, you got another one? Or are we just going off the rails?
I have the real one. Yes, I do. I have the real one
no,
up there.
No, you just gave us a real one.
Okay, so I have the sub-real one. I have the one in case you want to be normal, which none of us want to be. All right, JB, are we ready for the normal one?
Yeah.
It's boring. It's not even fun anymore because I want to play the Tom Kennedy one. But at 4 legs, that's right. I want to play the Tom Kennedy parlay, baby. At 4 legs today on your Caesars Sportsbook app, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. At plus 950 today, there you'll see it again. I have Sam Laporta at over 45.5 total receiving yards for the day. I also have Mr. Laporta finally getting in the end zone. He's been producing for us. I've been on this. He's going to get in the end zone the last 2 weeks. Well, guess what? I'm going with it for the 3rd week in a row. I'm going to live or die by Sam Laporta getting in that end zone. It happens today. So also, I don't usually do this, guys. This goes back to what we were talking about on Woodward and Maine, and Terry Foster was talking about this. This is a day where the Lions need to win with show-off points to prove to everybody that this is no fluke, that they are going to win the Super Bowl, that everything is fine. Everything is fine. We got all the coaches that we need. We got all the players that we need with all the injuries. I get it. But the Lions at minus 6.5. Yeah, I'm actually putting the spread in this parlay, guys. Lions at minus 6.5 today. And also, you guys want to have some fun? If you look at that last leg of the parlay, Jared Goff over 1.5 rushing yards. And here's why. Because with all the running back, with David Montgomery being hurt, I'm not saying that Jared Goff's the number 2 running back. We're looking for Netflix and we're looking for Sione Vaki. But I sense that Jared Goff, just like what he did against Buffalo, might scamper here and there. And he's going to be over 1.5 yards rushing. So there's your 4-leg parlay at plus 950. Over 45.5 yards for Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta getting in the end zone, minus 6.5 on the road for the Lions, and 1.5 yards over rushing for quarterback Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Gentlemen, your opinions.
I like it. It's Pete. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Neil. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, just to cut you off there. Look, Pete's been in on the Sam Laporta thing. And, it's showing signs. I'll say that, like it's showing signs. And the second you want to get me involved, you get me Tom Kennedy anytime touchdown. Number 2, the second way you want to get me involved, blind fire, we are in prime. We are in the middle of mobile golf season. We absolutely are, and we don't even know it. We are right in the throes of mobile golf season, and I love it. The golf running stuff has been way undervalued as of late.
Exactly.
Tom Kennedy's gonna put kids through school, but mobile golf season has fed families over the last couple weeks.
Neil, the one thing that jumps out to me, and I'm not saying that I disagree with you, Pete. I hope you know this because I think the Lions are going to cover this. But one of the things that I've seen thrown around the last few days is the Bears have actually been pretty good against the line at home.
That's true.
Against the spread. It's 9 of 11 or 8 of 10 or something like that. But again, I think the problem when you use data like that, what you don't take into consideration is mail-in mode. I'm sorry, you don't. I keep hammering this for a reason because, gosh damn it, I lived it. Mail-in mode is huge. And the second things start to go south, you know what? Okay, fellas. It's Operation Shut Her Down today. Get yourselves ready for Christmas time. So I think that's one thing that maybe those stats don't take into consideration, Neil.
Sean, real quick, courtesy of Woodward Sports, you have your pick for the day, so we can get the people. Hey, we're talking and we're laughing and we're throwing money around on the parlays. Give somebody something straight up here, Sean.
I'm going to do the same thing, and I know it's bit me, but listen, Miami's getting 2.5 at home against San Francisco. Am I missing something? And I know when something looks too good to be true, it usually is, and that's why Vegas has giant mansions built and all that. But gosh damn it, I'm doing it anyway. I know full well, I see that giant piece of brisket, and JB has a trap set. And the second I put my arm in there, that's going to snap down on my arm, but gosh damn it, I'm reaching for it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, no, I can't crush you on that, Sean. I can't. And look, I still believe there's value in the Dolphins. Like, the season got away from them. Yeah, their quarterback got hurt. Their starting quarterback in the NFL got hurt for a month. Like, who's going to recover from that? Not a lot of teams do. For me, Sean, my pick, and this, I'm going to fully tell you guys this. I'm picking with my heart a little bit here. I'm picking with my heart because I want something to happen that I want people to be able to discuss. I'm taking the Colts laying the 3.5 against that bum Will Levis at home. I'm doing it. And Sean, do I believe it's going to happen? I do believe it's going to happen. But the only way for the Indianapolis Colts to get back into with and or in 2 weeks is to win out. It's the only way they can. And I'm putting my hands together too, Sean. I'm going to the Church of Jameis. Please, Jameson, Lord, please, please, please don't deliver Will Levis from all these interceptions. Don't do it. All right, let him keep the track rolling right now. And I'm taking the Colts against the Titans minus 3.5. All right, Sean, before we get out of here, as we always do, let's go into the Wayback Machine, Sean, shall we? Let's go into the Wayback Machine. I take you to Soldier Field, December 26th, 1993, in a frigid Soldier Field. Jim Harbaugh and the Bears, as you see, would open up the game against the Lions on a 10-play drive that took something like 8 or 9 minutes off the clock. And Sean, the reason that I bring this game up today is because I believe that there are some parallels. Because despite the Bears taking the lead with that Tim Worley touchdown drive or touchdown run, leap over the pile. Who doesn't love the leap over the pile, by the way? But what I'm driving at here, Sean, is you see this here from Eric Kramer. This is Soldier Field as cold as it gets. And while Kramer's final numbers didn't jump off the page at you, he was 223 yards with a couple touchdowns. Sean, look it. He went down the field. The conditions didn't really matter. There's Brett Perriman getting in the end zone. You love it. But the reason I bring this up is because the game Jim Harbaugh had, where he was 14 for 23 with 107 yards and no touchdowns in the game. Great coach, wasn't a good quarterback in this game. And there's the fumble, by the way. That's recovered by Pat Swilling. I think it was the only play he ever made here. But through all of it, Sean, the reason I bring this game up, the conditions are similar, yet there's Eric Kramer. Look at this throw, by the way. Across his body on the run. Sean, the conditions are similar. Look at that. That's a dot right there. Jared Goff's capable of doing everything that Eric Kramer's doing at a high level. And I think even with the conditions, Sean, they can still throw the football today.
I love the fact that they just showed Dave Wanstead, because this goes back to what we talked about earlier with Ben Johnson. Remember the two hot commodities? Norv Turner and Dave Wanstead. Who's going to get those two? And they both failed miserably. There's no guarantee. And Neil, I agree with your assessment. You don't have to be a superhero today. Utilize your weapons. I'm not saying this is prime Goff. Go for 340 and you know what? Utilize your weapons and go beat a bad football team. The funny thing about that season, Neil, and I'm sure you remember this, and Pete, you will as well, that was when the NFL experimented with the 2-bye-week system. Do you remember that? Right. In 93, there were actually 2 bye-weeks. And mind you, that was a 16-game schedule. And it made me wonder, I wonder if the NFL has any aspirations of doing that now with the 17-game schedule. Might that perhaps work today, whereas it didn't work back in 1990?
They do it in college.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I think it's a necessity.
Yeah.
Exhibit A, the Detroit Lions team that you're going to watch here this afternoon, I think it's an absolute necessity. When you start getting into this whole, you're going to play in Brazil, and you're going to play in London, and you're going to be on Thursday Night Football, predicated by a Sunday game as well, and you're going to play 2 games in 4 days and 3 games in 12 days. Sean, it's not a luxury to me. It's a necessity. And look, by the way, shout out Wayne Fonts in that jacket. That jacket is electric.
The best.
It is. It's the best. Double G in the chat. Go Lions, go Oakland, and FTB. Yeah. I mean, Oakland squaring up with Loyola Chicago, as a matter of fact, Sean. So there's that one out there as well. IT Hips, Will Levis was benched, Neil. He'll play in this game today at some point. He'll play in this game. Mark my words on it. He will absolutely play in this game. But Sean, again, just going back to it, everything is still available. Like, I know that the elements are the elements, and it doesn't matter. I do believe the show goes on. I do believe that the entire playbook is open to Ben Johnson. I do believe that the pieces on offense, even with David Montgomery being gone, the styles can be similar. And it's just, look, I'm not. You say, like, Neil, I get off the highway with you on Caleb Williams, a couple exits, in front of you. I'm not ready to throw at Caleb Williams. Sean, in that vein, I'm not ready to go pantsless Sunday. I'm not. But I do expect the Lions to take care of this game and win this game. Could it fall within the 7? Certainly it could. I just believe that at the end of the day, in this game, the Lions have Jared Goff, the Bears have Caleb Williams, and sometimes it can be just that simple, Sean.
Well, and Neil, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus after 1 year. I can't. I've seen way too many things in the National Football League. So I think with young players, you have to give them time. I would definitely side on your opinion in regards to what the future might hold for Caleb. 24-14, 24-16, something like that. I'm not seeing stars. My pants come off if Pete hits his trifecta, though. I am a Penguin, and my family runs for cover. It will be a painless Sunday.
If Tom Kennedy gets in the end zone, I want you guys to do me a favor, and I can't confirm this, but Oakland's playing on ESPN2. I may be calling the game pantsless if Tom Kennedy gets in the end zone. And it'll be warm enough out there.
Yes.
That's all I know. Okay?
Yes.
It could happen. That's all I know. That will do it. As a matter of man, I still can't believe. God bless this Lions team, man. God bless having a winning team. How much fun was this today?
Unbelievable.
Again.
Thanks, boys. Merry Christmas.
Nice
Have a
job.
great call.
Absolutely. So that will do it for Sean Belizean. Also want to thank the best in the biz, JB Smooth, Pete Spivak. It was flawless here. We're halfway around the world.
Thank you.
Most of all, thank you guys. 1,000 of you were tapped in to watch. We're number one. We're number one.
We're
number one, baby.
We're
number one.
Larry
You guys
Bird
are
all
number
day.
one. Thank you guys. Don't forget the watch party, Hey Social today. Make sure you tap into that. The post-game show live at Hey Social as well. We'll have full coverage tomorrow. Wake Up Woodward, myself and Sean Belizean on Big D Energy. Get ready, everybody. Get ready. Lions, Bears coming up next. Thanks for watching. Well, see you later.